Welcome to the court. This is Acker at Basketball.
Welcome to another episode of Accurate Basketball. You're here with your number one father-son duo when it comes to anything ASUN men's college basketball. I'm your co-host, Curtis D. Acker.
I'm your other co-host, Mark. Don't call me Troy Polamalu Acker.
You had to bring that up, huh?
Oh, I didn't know she had that shirt.
Yeah. And in case you didn't know, I'm a Colts fan. He's a Steelers fan. He made a great idea on his end because I was dumb enough to agree to it. Was that
fun.
Whoever lost wore the team colors.
You gotta have fun.
That's okay. You wouldn't have fit in my jersey anyways.
No.
Anyways, so we got a lot to bring you guys this week. Let's start off. We're gonna do all the games from opening week. Yeah,
Yes.
it was a really exciting week here. A lot of battles that the ASUN teams had to go through here. We're going to break down a few snippets from all of them here, but that's not all we're doing. What else are we doing here today?
We got a little thing coming back called Acorn's Attic.
Yes. Yeah, but what are we getting to before that you should have introduced first?
Oh, we're also going to preview the games coming up this week.
Listen, I get you're excited about Acorn's Attic coming back, all right?
That's true.
But
Yeah, we'll preview the games coming up as well, starting tomorrow Friday.
Yes.
We're recording Thursday, but this will be out on Friday. So Friday to Thursday is our week-defined edges.
Yeah.
So we have about 22 games coming up in the next 7 days. Yeah.
Crazy.
As if we didn't have enough already.
Right? And no,
Starting off
keep
with
it
a bang.
coming. I love it.
Yes.
So let's break down our feature game of the week, which was the opening day and the opening game of opening day. So it was an 8 a.m. season opener for the Queens Royals and the Winthrop Eagles, but the excitement was there. Winthrop opened the scoring, but Avante Parker responded with a nice move on the inside, finishing the game with 10 and going 4 of 5 from the floor. The Eagles did find a crack on the right wing in the mid-first, though, started by Farrell Boyo Gueno, who hit his only shot of the night there. And on the defensive end, they actually blocked the Royals 3 times in a matter of 6 minutes. Dalen Terry was also on fire offensively, led the game with 23, secured 5 boards. And speaking of points and boards, Nasir Mann fought back, getting 12 points, 10 rebounds for his second career double-double. Yoav Bergman added in an additional 19 points and 5 grabs, plus Chris Ashby and Gus Larson also finished with 10 or more, and the latter had 13. Unfortunately, the threes did end up stopping their dropping in the second there, and a 17-10 turnover differential left Queens defeated 81-74. Overall thoughts on the game, though, battled all the way through. No lack of heart, no lack of effort. Like it was a game that could have gone Queens' way, had a couple more bounces, and the balls actually dropped for them. They were getting good shots up.
They were. It was a slugfest from the beginning. Lots of energy from both teams. I think pent up over the off-season practices and then preseason games that came out right from the opening tip. It was just, it was exciting. 8 a.m., you wouldn't know it was 8 a.m. based on the energy that was on the floor.
Right, and Coach Leonard said that they practiced multiple times at 6 a.m. To me before the game. He said it again in his post-game press conference.
Right.
Yeah, it was, it was not for a lack of being prepared.
Right.
It
exactly.
was just a lack of the things didn't go right.
Didn't fall in the last three minutes really dictated the final outcome.
He held himself accountable in those last 3 minutes as well. He said, I should have taken a timeout and gotten the guys, some drawn up plays or something like that. Because it is a team. Nazman talked about it. And it is a team-driven team. Or a player-driven team.
Right.
But no, and Coach Leonard knows he still has to step in every now and then, and we'll kind of get into that a little bit more later.
Right, exactly.
But let's move into the rest of the games that we have for our week here. So, UCA versus North Carolina. North Carolina was a ranked opponent in this one, and unfortunately, it just didn't go very well for the Bears at all. I thought the starting 5 played well when they were using their off-ball screens and they were using their slips. I do think it's going to be a strong bench as well. There were 3 really strong guys. Well, 4 maybe even, actually, that really stepped up off the bench. The one I'm most excited about is Javan Guy King coming back, being a 3-and-D guy after sitting the year out last year. What's wrong, Chopper? Do you want to say a few words as well? But what do you got?
Yeah, Chris Mason, I think he brings a really cool, different element to the floor. He showed it in this first game a little bit in the time he was on the floor.
Yes.
So just a great dynamic there, in addition to what you'd already mentioned. And Luke Moore as well. I think he was active and got some shots off. So.
Yes. Then let's move into New College of Florida, the Mighty Banyans versus the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. So, I mean, what a night here for opening up for Florida Gulf Coast. It was a green out on that night.
Yep.
Out-rebounded them. Got 59 boards.
Yeah.
And they're lucky they did, too, because they only shot 25. I almost said 75%. they missed 75% of their field goals.
Right.
Or from beyond the arc, at least.
From deep, right.
But Jack Karazinski, 7 offensive rebounds of his 8. He's flying out there on the offense.
Wrong team.
Jack.
We're at North.
Why did I say Jack Harris? J.R. Konechny.
Right.
I don't know why I said Jack Karazinski. I apologize there.
That's right.
J.R. Konechny. Yes. Thank you for catching me and correcting me there.
Yeah.
They both last name both starts with a K.
That's right.
But anyways, for him to be flying in on the offensive boards, getting those grabs, and it wasn't just him getting grabs too.
No, all over the place. Right. You had Tristan Guillette, Michael Duax, almost had a dynamic near dunk, but really great play. Also had 8.
Isaiah Malone too. He had 7.
He had 7. He was almost there.
4 blocks as well.
Yep.
And then the big spotlight, Brandon Dwyer finally hitting the road to 1. Not only got 1, he got 6, shooting 6-7% from beyond the arc.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice to see him finally break that. The crowd erupted.
Eruption of
Yes,
exactly. That was great.
Yes, it was awesome. Definitely
Good for him. All the work time put in to experience that joy.
Yeah.
How can he beat that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you thought one real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
The Banyans actually took the lead a little bit early in the game.
They did.
What was what did you see the difference in the early part of the game compared to the end there?
Mostly on Florida Gulf Coast part, they were kind of getting a little bit, I think maybe ahead of themselves. They were getting a little bit trying to bring back the Dunk City a bit. They threw a couple alley-oops.
Well, as we said, Pat Chambers said that's what they're going to do this year.
Right, and maybe they wanted to establish that from the get-go, but
right.
It got a little bit out of whack ahead. So then once they dialed it back in and refocused and really played great team ball, spread the ball around, found the open guy, and started they broke it down.
Well, and if they are going to play the Dunk City style too, that offensive rebounding stat shows well.
Yeah, right. And they can. I think they can do it. It just it was maybe it was a little too early for it. That's why the game was held.
Got to get the synergy in a few more games deep.
Exactly.
Then Stetson versus Rhode Island. So this one ended up being a pretty big shocker here. Stetson did end up falling to Rhode Island here. And a couple shining moments though so we thought he was going to be, if there was an ASUN 6 Man of the Year award, he would be a lock for it. But looks like he's in the starting 5, and he belongs. Calvin Bobo Sermons the third.
Yeah.
He looked very strong out there. Wasn't the only guy that looked strong for Stetson.
Right.
But on the offensive end, looked very strong in your words.
Very, very confident.
Just patient though too, right?
Right. He was patient. He drove the lane great, but under control, and took what he was given. If someone drew to him, he was able to dish it off. The team as a whole did a good job spreading out to allow for those passes that he's so good at, where he ball fakes and just drops it off for an inside layup. He did get a few shots off himself. They were mostly smart. I think he got blocked one time. But yeah, just very, very, very solid game and only 1 turnover.
Yeah, the question is just going to be defensively here.
Yeah.
I do think Matarchio does a good job of keeping his body square with whatever defender whatever offensive person he's supposed to be guarding.
Right.
I do think that shows potential for that end, but I definitely we talked about this in the preseason. The defense looks questionable right now.
Exactly.
Also, but Ethan Copeland definitely is going to be a deadly shooter.
Oh yeah.
This year, and then Jamie Phillips Jr.
Yeah.
Another great game. Another start to the season.
Copeland can bring the rain.
Yes.
Sure. We don't have to
bring the rain.
He can. Yes.
Spooky 3-2, use 105 shells. Bring the rain.
Next,
that's for my brother, by the way.
Oh, okay. I got you. Who had a birthday?
Just turned. Happy belated birthday to my brother. Just turned 6-0.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Then we got Bellarmine in Georgia. Bellarmine actually hung with Georgia pretty good here for about 8 minutes, though.
Yes.
But in that time, Jack Karazinski also had 10 of the 20 points for the team.
Right.
He is playing center this year. I was incorrect when it came to that. It does look like
Right.
he's going to end up playing more of the 5 this year.
Yep.
And Waddell's going to be the sub at 5, actually. It looks like Donald's more of a perimeter player like you expected him to be.
Exactly. More of a slasher.
Yeah, exactly. The team, I think, looked pretty decent offensively. There were times where I thought they looked confused as to what to do. But I thought overall pretty solid offensively.
Yeah.
Defensively, need to be grittier, and also they need to slow down offensively. They gave up 22 turnovers.
Right. No, that's a good point. Exactly. To your point about the offense, when it was clicking, of their 23 buckets, they scored 16 times. There was an assist on that basket.
Exactly.
So 70% of the time of their baskets were on assists. That's a huge number. If they can multiply the number of shots they can get off, not commit 20-some turnovers a game, right, and have that similar kind of
and Georgia was
team
running
thing.
full court press too.
Oh, yeah.
So that
contributes
contributes to more turnovers.
Right.
as
So that
well.
number, the percentage of assists tells me something about the team concept of
Team
offensive
synergy,
play.
yeah. It's
They
there.
have it there. So it's encouraging.
Next, the West Georgia Wolves against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. So this one ended up looked like West Georgia might have pulled away with this one, and then all of a sudden it. Unfortunately, of course.
I don't mean to laugh at that, but right, exactly. That's what happened. Yeah, it was kind of just a wipeout, right?
Yeah.
They were leading 17 minutes into the game. We're only down 5 at the half, and then it just. As
you can see, the final score there, 86-53.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't
Actually,
end well for him.
Coach Moore was a little bit vocal about the performance of the second half as well. Just how the team is sort of flattened out.
Yeah. Where'd you see that?
It was quote online.
Quote online.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
I talked about that. A standout there, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get to this part. We talked about the redshirt freshman. We weren't sure who was going to step up. We found one.
Yeah, Kenneth Chime. First half had 3 blocks. Finished the night with 7 points and 7 rebounds on top of the 3 blocks. So,
But he did most of his stuff in the first half, though.
He did most of it in the first half.
Yeah.
Exactly. His first, he's a redshirt freshman, like you said. So,
but yeah, that's very promising to see. Another redshirt freshman as well. Not homegrown from West Georgia from last year, but Chaz Lulis as well, coming over from San Diego.
Yep.
11 points, I think 6 rebounds as well. And then Shelton Williams-Dryden ended up. I mean, he's not technically a transfer, but he kind of is because he went to Green Bay and then now he's back and then. But yeah, he led the way again for them, leading the way in shots and points.
Right, and didn't have to play the 5 with Chime's performance, and obviously with Javar Daniel.
Javar Daniel has that presence as well.
Yep.
And they were into it. Battle. It seemed like a lot of teams, maybe from about anywhere, like some teams 8 to 12 minutes, and then there were actually teams that pushed kind of 24 minutes to even further.
Yes, exactly.
But this last team was not one of those teams.
Unfortunately not.
No,
right, exactly.
no. I was excited for the battle in Nashville. Unfortunately, it ended up being a 105-61 loss. 11-0 start.
Yeah.
Against the Commodores. It just didn't look like the Bisons came ready to play. Maybe, just maybe not ready for what the game action was like. Just mentally, maybe that night. You know what I mean? I don't think this is something that's going to be a permanent issue throughout the season. I think it's just a bad night in Nashville.
Right.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple of saving graces in Titus Sargiunas and Ross Candelino.
Right.
They definitely. Candelino had 15. Sargiunas had 14. Looked like they did a good job finding ways to attack the rim there.
Yeah, exactly. Even on shots that like Mateo and Ethan Duncan also attacked the rim, they just didn't go in. They were a little out of, they seemed a little bit rushed on their shots, but they were the types of shots they were taking were good aggressive shots.
Yes.
Right. They just weren't falling.
Yes.
And some sloppy turnovers too.
Right. Well, and one thing we got to get to the point. So you might have been confused if you're not. So first off, shout out Joey Dwyer on Twitter. If you don't follow him, go follow him because we get some of our Lipscomb information from him. Following him on Twitter, and he reported that Coach Kevin Carroll said that Miles White is no longer with the team this season.
Right.
And that's another player that we don't know as much about this one as we did with Bryce Cash yet. Hopefully we'll get to know soon. Obviously wish he's doing well and the team's doing well without him mentally and emotionally, and hope that, if something did happen and went down peacefully, don't want to speculate on anything here.
Right.
We just know that he's no longer a part of the team.
Yep.
Now let's move into Jacksonville against Miami. So this was a team on opening night that probably hung with their team that were was a Power 4
on Monday night.
the
Yes,
longest.
exactly.
Yeah, it was a really, I thought, a very strong performance from Jacksonville for about 24, 26 minutes.
Yep.
Looked to get a little bit away of them in the last few minutes there, but what do you think about it got away from them?
Well, one, they didn't really have a great physical presence inside. Only 20 rebounds for the game, so I think that hurt them. It kind of wore them down.
Well, they were going against Ernest Uda Jr.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
Oh, it is, right. But you got to grit it out, though, too.
Yes.
From that perspective. Offensively, what we saw from Jacksonville was a very guard forward or guard heavy presence with the ball.
And a very big freshman presence as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Evan Stirk. Hayden Wood. Wood handled the ball some, good slasher, but I was going to add on Jalen Jones, Simon Wheeler coming back from his injury. The three of those, and then Wood slashing, contributing with those guys. Very open offense.
Yes.
Very wide open offense.
Deep team, too. I think.
They're deep. Yep, exactly. So they created a lot of space for themselves to dribble drive. Chris
Arias. He didn't even come off. He came off the bench.
He came off the bench, right? It didn't play a ton of minutes. We don't know why that happened, but he's usually good for those kicks and banging threes. So if he was maybe had more time in game, it could have helped with that.
Yeah.
To carry it on through.
Yeah. But Jalen Jones did end up having a good game.
Yeah.
He secured the. If you're watching this morning and yesterday, you might have seen that we released a.
Oh yes.
Our first ever transfer Thursday, and Jalen Jones ended up taking it for that one for his performance in this game here. Moving on to Bryan versus Austin Peay. So Austin Peay broke about every record they could for their program in this one. Largest point margin for victory in this one, which is now set at, I'll get to the number here in just a second, 81. Also, assists broken, 3 points made, broken, steals, broken, turnovers forced, broken.
You sound like you're broken.
Yeah, I'm a broken record at this point. That's what Austin Peay was in this game. Yeah. I do want to say, though, it did look like just talent-wise, skill-wise, strength-wise, they were miles ahead of Bryan. Looked like that let me put it this way. The plays that were made, I think, were the right mental plays to make, but I think the execution on it was a little sloppy, and the bounce went their way, and they still got it regardless.
Right.
And I think that wore down. But I only watched the first half as well. I will admit that.
Right.
To you guys. But just because, there was a lot going on. I was rewatching some other games that I wanted more details on.
Yep.
But yeah, that one definitely seemed to be an overpowering victory for Austin Peay, and now it's time to get a test against a true opponent.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a little bit of a hallmark, that sloppiness. We see that at times out of Austin Peay historically. So
yes,
it's there. But yeah, obviously when you score as many points as they did.
Defensive end's there though.
What's that?
Defensive end is there though.
Yeah. It was impressive.
Yeah.
At least everybody got 6 everybody that played on addressed got at least 6 points.
Yeah. Well, we did talk about they are deep this year. It seems like.
Yep.
Even if they were playing against an opponent that they were much better than.
Right.
A team that probably thought they were going to be much better than, and then ended up getting a very quick wake-up call in the first half because they were down 36-33 after that, is the Queens Royals against the Lynchburg Hornets. So things really were looking gray in the first there.
Right.
Michael Gray. Is who I'm referring to.
Yep.
He was dominant. I thought Queens actually was playing some decent defense against him. I thought the closeouts were pretty good. I just thought he was just shooting way too well, and I don't think they were ready for his speed. I don't think they were ready for, especially at the size that he is, because he's a little beefier for a guard.
Right.
I think he's going to be a Division I player next year. If he still has, I did not check to see if he still has eligibility.
Okay.
I will say that, but yeah, I think he's going to be a Division I player next year.
Well, that's very black and white the way you put that.
No, but what did you think? Speaking of black and white, it was a little dark for the first half.
It was a bit dark,
because you weren't there.
Well, I was outside in a kayak watching the full moon. It was very nice. While during part of the game, I did come back.
That was nice for you.
It was, but regardless, I also double dutied and I did watch this game as much of the game as I could. But Queens really stepped it up on the defensive end. Cam Clark kind of triggered the run that
they had a very big spark from their bench.
Yeah, exactly. Parker did as well. I think at the defensive end, they kind of teamed up like they did. I think they're going to do a lot this year defensively. And then you saw a really nice performance offensively from Jordan Watford.
Yes.
With jumping in with 16 points.
Yes.
I think most of that was in the second half, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
He's a dynamic offensive player. Really sees the court, sees plays before they happen. Kind of guy.
Right. And for me, I think with this one, they tried a different set. So Yoav's definitely capable of being the main ball handler this year. Whichever option that Coach Leonard decides to go, I think is going to be successful. With Jordan Watford, Ashby, Mann, Berman, and Larson, that was who I expected to start this season.
Right.
I wasn't sure between Larson or Parker who it was going to be, but I did end up going with Larson for the size advantage. And that's actually when it looked like they got their spark.
They really clicked
and carried over from there in the second, and then kind of took control. Right. I think it was around 14 and a half left in the second there. That's when they went in and they kind of took off at that point there. But obviously, very big shocking margin of victory here tonight. Yeah. You might be shocked as well after, of course, we got the loss the opening day, and then now this game against Lynchburg. Let's take a listen to what Coach Leonard had to say after the game.
Huge hat tip to Lynchburg and Coach Scott. Thought their kids played phenomenal, played exceptionally hard. Was impressed with their effort. I think in the first half, this team's got a lot of lessons to learn. The biggest one is how to play with expectations. We got a big target on our back, being picked first to win the league in multiple media and coaches' polls. And I don't think right now we're quite ready for it. It's going to be a huge growth experience for us, learning to play with the expectation and the target. We're going to get everyone's best shot. And today we got Lynchburg's best shot, gave them confidence in the first half, and we ended up in a dogfight that they earned to be in. But we've got to do better as a group, learning to play all the time, all 40 minutes, as teams are ramped up to play us.
All right, yeah, so that was Coach Leonard addressing what's been going on with the team this season. First off, you love the accountability that he's displayed in both the press conference from last game, opening day, and now this game as well. The self-awareness is incredible.
Yep.
He said to himself, we're not ready for it. We're not ready for the expectations that have been set on us.
Right.
They can get there, though. I definitely see that, and they certainly seem to trust that they can do that as well. It's just obviously scary going against a Division III opponent, losing the first half.
Yeah.
You basically lost the first 60 minutes of your season.
Right. Yep. That was the wake-up call. I mean, that's partly why it seems funny. You schedule these games, whichever games they are, and you're like, maybe it'll be a cupcake game, a win, or a really tough one, a loss, but you never know what's going to emerge out of those things. Right. When they actually sit down or get to them and throw the ball up in the air and play it. So,
right. And
I agree. A great awareness and recognition of the situation at hand.
Well, and I've already seen improvements as well. It's not just that he's saying these things; he's doing these things.
Right.
Like last press conference, he addressed that, hey, I could have called a timeout, and I left some timeouts on the board and could have called some plays. In the first, when the game was getting away from him, he called timeout. He started drawing up some plays for him.
Yeah.
And also as well, he made adjustments sooner. Like, remember when we were discussing with him after, it sounded like he didn't get to make the adjustments that he wanted to make in the game.
Exactly.
Against Winthrop. He made sure to make those adjustments in this. And so the team stepped up overall as from players, getting probably, I'm assuming, probably a little jawed at in the second, or maybe it was a mutual jawing around the team all around. And then, or at halftime at least, came out, responded in the second.
It was a good response.
Coaching staff down to the players.
Yeah,
exactly. It was strong.
Yep.
All right, let's now move into the next game, which was the North Alabama Lions.
Another exciting game.
State. Very excited. It was a great Wednesday night, guys, for basketball.
Those two were great games. Yeah.
Yes, they really were. Another team that's for about 24 minutes, 26. They actually worked Michigan State.
Yeah.
Or Mississippi State, the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
For a good while in this game.
Sure
they were leading for a long amount of time. The guards, even though we talked about this team being the deepest forward, the guards carried the show for them.
Right.
And I still do think that this is the best forward group in the conference.
The starting front line for the Lions, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Depth underneath that, maybe not so much. I think there was a little bit of exposure there in the second half as well from the front line. But yeah, the guards.
Well, because your current main concern is when Bacchus came out, that's when the kind of game slipped away, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. No, but it was a great effort from North Alabama. I think it's definitely going to be a fun, feisty
They're an
season
exciting
from the
team.
Lions.
They can shoot it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kanan Jefferson with
Kanan
17 shots.
Yeah.
Kovacic with 12, I believe it was.
And he can create from anywhere.
Shots,
He really is a dynamic. I use that word a lot. Playmaker.
No, he's an
with the
offensive
ball.
juggernaut.
A
He
juggernaut.
is.
Yes.
Yes, he is an offensive
Yeah.
juggernaut. That's where he belongs. Then you
Yep.
got, by the way, that was, I don't know if you guys just heard something and you really like, did someone just fart? It was, I just did one of those for some reason.
Can't
I
fart.
don't know why. But Braylon Patton also 11 points coming off the bench. He's
the real deal.
For me, the guys look stronger in the first half than they did the second half.
Yep.
So just got to make sure we're playing a full 40.
They got a bit one-dimensional in the second half once Mississippi State took over the game, or evened it up anyways, and started taking that momentum. I thought North Alabama kind of clenched a bit and got one-dimensional with the ball.
It didn't look like the team knew how to respond
Right.
to. It looked like they were like kind of got in that moment, like, oh my gosh, like we're. Well, first I think they were down at the start. Then they battled back and they were like, oh my gosh, we might be able to do this.
Right.
Then they took the lead by a lot, like nine. I think was
They
their
were up
largest
9
lead.
in the second half. Yeah.
And then it was like, oh my gosh, we're actually going to do this. And then after that, it kind of dipped from there. And
yeah.
I don't think the adjustments were known how to respond to that fight back from the Bulldogs.
Right.
I
We
think
saw
they
that-
kind of thought they defeated the Bulldogs, and then it was done.
Maybe, yeah. And we saw that last year in the conference finals against Lipscomb, in the tournament finals. They kind
a
of
good
got
nugget.
that one-dimensional.
That's a good
Towards the
nugget
end
right there.
at crunch time, a couple times. There's a couple key instances I remember where they did do exactly that. So
No, it's
hopefully
going to be
they'll
another
grow
exciting
from
year
that.
for the Lions, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a great year.
Really, really, really fun to watch what they put together.
So Jacksonville responded very well by getting their largest margin of victory ever as well.
Yep.
Now S&P wasn't the only team to do that this week against the Trinity College of Florida, the Tigers. So in this one, really, really, really strong performance all around. 15 guys scored tonight, 6 or more with 10, or 6 with 10 or more. It's impossible to have 6 or more with 10 or more. Roman Lowe, just really good story with this one. 3 straight 3-throw misses coming in at the end here. Looked super nervous while taking them. But this is what I want to bring up. This is the great part of the story. Then on the next play, ends up getting a pass from third kill, I believe it was. He's at the top of the key. And then he ends up driving, like making a move, driving inside on the left, hits the floater. Everyone goes nuts. It was awesome. And then few minutes later, he ended up having a really big block towards the end of the game, too. So it looked like a very big energy, a big morale win for the boys. But not a win I'm going to credit and be like, oh, all right, you know what?
Yeah.
Great win, boys. Like you got to win this game.
Exactly.
This is the game to win.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad they enjoyed themselves while doing it
Yes.
as well.
I was going to add, I see that Simon Wheeler, had played 17 minutes, almost double, I think, what he had from the first game. So
Yeah, it looks like they're just
see.
working him back slowly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or, well, I guess it's not as slow as maybe we need it to be.
Right. 6 assists and 3.
Or we don't need it to be as slow as it is. He played 17 tonight.
Right.
Yeah, he
Right.
might be ready to be back in full force. And
Yep.
Chris Arias started this game as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, no third kill came off the bench in this one. And also, I think he led the team in points. Did
Yeah,
he
just
not?
19.
Yeah, exactly. He had a really good game. That was maybe kind of a message from third kill. Hey, I'm back.
Right.
All right, so then let's move into another game that unfortunately turned into the same kind of contest that it did last year. As far as score goes, battle-wise, though, looked a little bit better from North Florida this year, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, I thought Coach Kennan said in the preseason that you'd see he wants to play at a high pace offensively, but also defensively. He was very clear about that.
Well, he said he wanted to play inside a little bit more this year, too.
Yep, exactly. But in this game, you'd see an entry pass as best as they could. Pass came in, and there was another player there right away. There was no hesitation when they did double. They tried to guard the arc as well, but they did, and they were really attacking the ball on occasion on defense. They got beat, right? They would get beat physically, but the methodology around which they were doing it was spot on.
Yes.
That was good to see. It was encouraging.
Yeah, I was a very big trade. Cameron Oriole looked like a professional tonight, just like Coach Bobby Kennan said he would. And Trey Katie looked fantastic coming off the bench as well. I thought Dalton Gaiman did a really good job battling as well. He had to go up against Alex Condon tonight. Alex Condon's not.
No, it's a tough assignment.
That's what.
But then they ran plays for Gaiman as well. They would just go one in, just him in running the elbows.
Well, remember he was my dark horse for winning newcomer of the year this year. I think he's going to be a very, very key cog.
He's got a bucket.
I've been excited about him since we started talking about him.
A bucket full of moves.
A bucket full. I like that.
That's my term.
All right.
I guess.
Well, let's move into the very last game of the night. Midway versus Eastern Kentucky. So this one, it might look like it scoreboard wise, but this one is not the largest margin of victory ever for EKU. That was 65 points. This one was only a 62, but great showings tonight from all around. Austin Ball gets a double-double as well, 13-13 with what else did he do?
4 steals on top of that.
Yeah, exactly.
One of multiple guys with 4 steals, but him and MJ both had 4.
Yeah, well, I mean, MJ's looked great too.
Yeah. They have 7 guys with 10 points or more, and 2 more with 9. So we know they can score.
Right. I just want to. I faded away as this one went out here, watching wise, because I mean they were just blowing them out. But also I want to see. We need to see. We've seen one really strong finish in an exhibition game. Now we need. But by the way, can you click the schedule on me? I don't remember who that was against. Can you click the schedule for me to see who that was against? But yeah, they've had a really strong exhibition win against, it was Morehead State.
Right.
And then they now have defeated 2 Eagles. I guess they just keep shooting the national bird down out of the sky. But anyways, I want to see a big, strong win here. They're going in the Battle of Kentucky next.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's going to be a good one. So moving into the games for the upcoming week here, actually, we have got the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles going against number 17 Illinois. We think that's kind of the game to watch out for tonight at 8:30.
Right.
Then that'll be on Peacock as well. West Georgia, Stetson, and North Alabama are all playing tonight as well at 7. All available on ESPN Plus. Their opponents are Huntington, Fort Lauderdale, and Lane College, respectively. Then we've got Saturday's games. So for this one, we got Central Arkansas taking on a non-Division I opponent. Also, we got Austin Peay going to Air Force. Then which game out of these last 2 looks the most exciting to you, Dad?
I'm excited for the Bellarmine Kansas State game.
Really? Okay, get to see Bellarmine take on Coach Driscoll again.
Driscoll, exactly.
Who's in what role now?
He's the associate head coach.
Associate head
coach. Matt Driscoll, formerly of University of North Florida.
Yeah.
Longtime coach there.
Very long time. Energy coach there. I'm excited for Queens Villanova as well.
Oh, yeah.
Though, definitely another big test, big time to see. Okay, let's see again. What Leonard, I trust his word. I think he's going to hold to it.
Right.
And I think the team's going to listen and understand and go for it because they seem to be a family over there.
Right.
So hopefully they can take one in PA.
You see some big differences in the non-conference's schedule here, right? Queens has got a very heavy schedule. West Georgia's got a couple tough goes out west and stuff, and then you've got EKU's maybe a little lighter schedule.
So far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we got Lipscomb and Mercer playing on Sunday here, so gonna need a big response from the Bisons here in this one.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how Lipscomb responds to that one. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yes. So that's gonna be during football time. Definitely gonna. I mean, listen. At this point in my life, I like basketball more than I like football. Basketball's my main thing. I'm a nut about it. I'm gonna be watching that. I hope you are as well. You know, we got football every Sunday. We can watch that whenever we want. Let's just put that to the side for right now. Let's support the Bisons instead. Then moving into Monday's game. So I just said the battle for Kentucky. That's probably the biggest game for EKU in this early season here. As far as for me right now, I need to find out who you are against a Division I opponent in a tough game in a real game.
Well, it's not the real game. It's not the real battle for Kentucky, by the way. It's Kentucky Louisville is maybe a little bigger.
The East-West Kentucky.
But East-West, yes.
Then we got Miami playing against Stetson. So now we're going to get to see an opponent go up against someone that's another team in the conference that's already played against. That'll be kind of, I don't want to say you compare it and look at it face value, but you can definitely look at how the style of game that Miami plays, see if it aligns with anyone in the ASUN here. And then you can, definitely try to compare it from there. But I just wouldn't look at this at face value. Oh, Stetson won by less, so Stetson's better, or vice versa. Right. No, don't look at it that way at all.
It's just fun to compare when you get a common opponent to compare.
Yeah, absolutely,
kind
of course.
The insides of it as well as just the score.
Well, because it is a good test. Again, it's a good measure. It is a good measuring stick. It's just you got to find the right way to measure.
That's right, exactly. Third game on Monday, the November 10th, is West Georgia going out to Peay Pavilion to face the current number 12 UCLA Bruins.
Yeah, that's gonna be another tough opponent for West Georgia. Then Tuesday, the 11th. Just take your pick of games, whichever you think is favorite here. For me, I think I'm going to Austin Peay, Wyoming. I like the late night game here. I think that's gonna be a good test.
Thanks for taking my appreciate that.
Oh, okay, sure. Happily anytime. Okay, what's yours then? What's your number 2?
I guess I'll go Jacksonville at High Point.
Yeah, that's a good one to pick.
High Point is pretty strong.
I think that's my number 2 as well.
Yeah.
I definitely think so. That's actually where Titus Sargiunas hails from. Well, at least not originally in life, but
a little farther away.
But it is his original college career. He did start off at High Point there. Yeah. Then to kind of round out what's coming up here, and we've got our feature game on this day. We got North Florida going to 18 Tennessee. That is not the feature game of the week, but that is an exciting one to watch because, as we mentioned, North Florida was a giant slayer last year. Yep. When it came to the SEC, so they did take down Georgia last year. So hopefully, weren't able to do it against Florida tonight. Didn't really expect it. That was just more of a hope. Right. And now I'm gonna. You know what? I'm expecting it now. Now they got fire under their belt. No, I'm not expecting it, but I certainly, I'm rooting for it, and I love the fight that I saw tonight. Yep. I think it can happen. Hanover is coming to Bellarmine. They're going to play at Knights Hall at 7 p.m. That's available on ESPN+. And then our featured game. So we don't know necessarily for sure if we're going to this one like we did the Field of 68. We're not going to promise anything like that to you guys yet. Working on that, though. Eastern Kentucky is going to be going to Vanderbilt. So that's another team that has already played against an opponent here. And actually, because of that, let's do a little preview for this game here. We're going to get 3 big tips for EKU heading into this game here, or at least 3 keys to focus on, we think. Right. Because they probably already know these things already, that they're not tips to them at this point. But 3 big things to notice on. What's your first one here?
I think this is for Eastern Kentucky's keys to the game. Match pace for pace. Yeah. Right. Eastern Kentucky is known for their pace of play. 80 shots tonight. They have to match. They've got
the shooters.
They got to bring that
and
energy.
Vanderbilt came out as we mentioned, 11-0 run against Lipscomb.
Start off right off the bat.
Went on a 19-2 run.
Right. So that's number 1. Number 2, kind of to your point about the 11-0 run. What do you have for number 2? Well, you got to
establish defensive presence early. You can't obviously let yourself get down 11-0 early, but you got to establish that defensive presence early. And luckily, EKU has the defensive presence to do it. They have Monty Myrick. They have Eve Ball. They have now Austin Ball. They have Jalen Cooper as well, who did a great job.
Started tonight.
Had today. I think he led the team in points tonight.
He did.
You have a lot of strong interior guys. Yep. And you got to establish that because that's where, unfortunately, Lipscomb got ate up a little bit.
They sure did, exactly. And number 3, along with playing good defense, our third key is to stay out of foul trouble. We saw in the exhibition game that there was a little bit of foul trouble there. And even tonight,
a couple guys fouled out in that exhibition game. Right. And then tonight, Myrick and Ball were both at 4 personal fouls.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So,
and a couple with 3 as well. So got to play clean.
Exactly. It's just
good, strong defense.
Yep. Most exciting 40 minutes in sports. I think it can be a very exciting 40 minutes for ASUN fans against Vanderbilt. And we'll certainly see. We'll let you know if we do end up deciding, or well, not decide, but if things align for us to get going to that game, we'll be sure to let you guys know. Right. But let's get into something. We're bringing that comeback thing that you were so excited about earlier that you just couldn't wait to get out. Acorn's Attic.
So, just a little recap. Acorn's is a moniker for me. When I was coaching girls basketball in high school, a couple of the girls got my last name confused, and it turned from Acker to Acorn. So we just carried it on. It was a good fun little
Yes.
bonding point with the club. But so Acorn's Attic is kind of like the idea behind it is what's going on in my head as a coach, as a father. Now that Curtis and I are adult friends, not just father-son. And so just kind of a brief conversations about things that go on related to family, large part. So anyways, tonight's topic, I wanted to just talk briefly about being considerate. And when you think about being considerate, I think my first reaction is you're being selfless towards somebody else. And I generally think that's what it is. But being considerate also is being considerate of yourself. So finding balance between others and being aware of others, and of your own needs as well, and balancing those off. We're kind of discovering that a balance in our skill sets as it comes to this actual activity here, and learning how to play off each other's strengths and weaknesses in different settings. Having gone, for example, to the tip-off game, the marathon tip-off game, under more of a time pressure situation, I thought we clicked really well there and really came to another level of working through stuff.
Yeah, I think we figured out that we can travel together.
Exactly, right. Exactly. And and another example would just be maybe on a basketball court, relate to basketball is, as a player, you got to relate to not only your coaches, but also your teammates, where they're at on the court in terms of where their mental place is. Are they gassed? Are they not gassed? Are they on fire? Are they struggling? Right, so you make adjustments, you're constantly making adjustments, just like in life, but on the court as well. So
right,
that was kind of that was my topic for today.
I like that. That's
and
good.
Being considerate of, and calling all that under the umbrella of being considerate.
That's a good Acorns Attic topic.
Thank you.
Yeah, I usually prepare 3 Bible verses as well for this. I did not have them tonight.
Right, get them double down next time. Then.
Yeah, I completely forgot we were doing Acorns Attic until the start of the show
good.
tonight. So, but. We'd love you to let us know what you think of our, predictions as to we're gonna see here in the upcoming week. Let us know what you thought of this opening week here. It was really exciting. Let us know more of what you want to see down below as well. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also be sure to check us out. We're also on Instagram, X, Reels, Facebook, and TikTok as well. We're
That's
posting
all?
Shorts. Yeah,
That's
exactly. No, but definitely thank you for once again for taking a step into the court with us. And until next time, take care.
See you, buddy.
Get this thing off of me.
Keep the film rolling. Keep it rolling.